I'm Emma James and I'm the owner and founder of Emma James Physiotherapy. Our main practice is in Hemel Hempstead and it's a musculoskeletal outpatient physiotherapy practice. We have a group of different services within the practice and we like to help people on their whole health journey. So we have a flotation tank, we have a yoga studio, we do spinning, personal training, we do one-to-one coaching and well-being MOTs. We also do a lot around biomechanics and we have a large gait scan lab, and we also provide APOS therapy. We're one of the largest providers in the country. We have a site in Hemel Hempstead, King's Cross and newly opened Cambridge.
Certified as an APOS therapist a year ago, and at the same time started treatment on myself. And the change in my function and my pain has significantly improved. And I'm really excited to be bringing this technology to the patient population that I mainly treat. I find that the vast majority of the patients that I see who are coming in with complex pelvic pain, lower back pain, long histories of vague symptoms that nobody's ever really been able to pinpoint, that much of it comes down to posture, and they don't necessarily know why. And why I think this APOS therapy is such a wonderful intervention is that it really does address all of those biomechanical issues that are screened out when we do postural assessments and gait analysis. And it really brings an entirely new dimension of treatment to these patients, in addition to the more traditional types of physiotherapy that generally involve manual therapy, graded exercise, and lots of patient education.
I'm a dance teacher and I was a dancer, and I often felt extreme pain whilst doing the thing I love, which was really sad for me, because even though I enjoy doing it, it caused me extreme pain. But really quickly with Emma, she taught me how to strengthen myself so I could still continue to do what I loved, but without the pain, which is really amazing for me. And I definitely recommend Emma to anyone who has sports injuries or just high mobility in the general way like I do. And she's really helped me. She's completely changed my life because I'm not in pain like I used to be. I used to be in pain lying on the sofa after I'd done a big dance session, and now I have no pain at all.
My name's Mary. I'm a musculoskeletal physiotherapist with a strong interest in sport. My background predominantly lies in football, where I worked at both club and national level in both the women and the men's game. That's brought about an interest in particular in treating and assessing knee injuries. Worked with a lot of cruciate ligament injuries. I tend to employ a manual sort of hands-on type technique in terms of my treatment, as well as exercise rehabilitation, so developing programmes for patients that are patient-centred and that focus on their needs. Okay, so as well as my experience in football, I have treated a wide range of conditions, ranging from chronic back pain, musculoskeletal injuries, like I said, in terms of knee injuries, hip injuries. My time in sport has allowed me to develop strong relationships with a lot of the top consultants in London, working on orthopaedics, as well as imaging. And please feel free to book in for a consultation today.
My name's Andy. I've had a chronic back problem for 3.5 years, or had a chronic back problem for 3.5 years. I met Emma a year and a half ago when I came to the surgery for the first time, or came to the practice for the first time rather. At that point we didn't really know what was wrong. I couldn't sit down, I couldn't work for very long. I was only working until about 3 o'clock. I run my own business, so it was really debilitating. It was causing me a lot of problems. She spent a lot of time with me. She's actually a brilliant physiotherapist. I'm now fixed. I'm about 5% away from being fully fit and doing everything I used to do, like go to the gym and working longer. So if you've got a problem and you don't know what it is and you're feeling a bit desperate, Emma's the person to see.
Emma to do the Mummy MOT programme, which was basically to deal with everything that could be wrong postnatally. I didn't really think there was much could be done, but I'd known Emma since Annabelle, my daughter, was born, and she said, well, just come and see me, I'm sure we can do something. And when I went to see her, I was just really surprised how it wasn't just about do this exercise and it will come back together. It was a real full assessment of everything that I'd been through. So she got me on a programme to do some exercises at home, which it sounded like a lot of work, but she tried to make it as easy for me as possible, and it actually wasn't a lot of work. There are quite a few exercise programmes out there that say they can fix this diastasis issue, but I think if you don't go and see a physio, you could be wasting your time, because it's not just a case of doing the exercises, there are other things that need to be done as well. So since completing the Mummy MOT programme, my diastasis has gone from, I think, a 4-finger gap down to 1 or even less. And as long as I keep at the exercises, I know that I can maintain that. And I'm really, really pleased. It's improved my posture, my self-esteem, my confidence. So yeah, over the moon.
I'm the owner of Evoke Health and Fitness. I do spinning classes at Emma James Physio, which basically I kind of run classes for anybody of all abilities, as well as in the winter I tend to run more cycle specific spin classes for triathletes, cyclists. But then alongside that I also just do normal spinning classes. I also do some HIIT classes, which again is for all abilities. Kind of set the class for people who want to be pushed, who need to be pushed a little bit more, or people who are just starting out. And then I also do one-on-one PT, which again can basically be of any levels, and give you motivational and get you fit and healthy.
Hi, I'm Adam. I'm a sports therapist here at Emma James Physio. My primary job roles are clinically, I'm treat musculoskeletal patients. I also make up the third wheel of the admin team, and I work on the corporate side of the business, performing desk assessments and helping out with ergonomics. So in terms of background to what my profession is, sports therapists mainly are an extension of musculoskeletal physio, more specified in sport and industries, but we can also work privately. So I can examine, assess, treat any musculoskeletal condition and specifically help to rehabilitate people back from the early stages of injury, full participation, return to sport or work, whatever their activities are that they're looking to get back to. So we have a corporate side of the business, and I'm trained a DSE assessor, so I can assess people at their workstations and provide corrections to their behaviours to make sure that they're not incurring any damage to their physical or mental health as well. Quite a high emphasis on well-being, so a lot of coaching people on corrective behaviours in terms of how long they work, ways of managing stress and anxiety and things like that, and the procedures to do if you are suffering from those sort of conditions.
And I came to Emma James because I'd had a serious car accident. I spent a number of years in and out of full-time care and was really, really weak when I arrived here. And I was looking for somewhere that had more of a holistic approach to my rehabilitation. So I wanted not just physiotherapy, but training and personal training later down the track when I got stronger, and then eventually exercise classes. And this practice offers all those things in one place. So we started very slowly, did a very limited amount of exercise and a lot of physio. and we've built it up over the last 20 months. And now I've got to the point where I go to physio very infrequently, probably only once a month, once every 6 weeks to have my back adjusted. But overall, I'm now working solidly with a personal trainer twice a week. And I've managed to get to the point where I'm doing group exercise for the first time back in a full-time spin class. And I'm not the strongest in the class, but I'm not the weakest. So I'm very proud of myself, and I couldn't have done it without this practice.
It's always a bit of a shock when you realise you actually need physiotherapy. You tend to think it's something that only happens to old people or those who are heavily active. My first need actually to consult a physiotherapist came as a result of having a baby after having had quite a stressful desk job. And I think just the posture problems that came as a result of having spent years crouched over a desk and then dealing with children meant that one morning I woke up and I was barely able to move. So it's actually really difficult then to try and find a physiotherapist under pressure. You're in an awful lot of pain. So I started to look for referrals for physios in the area. I've only ever gone through referrals, and it was through that I found Emma James Physiotherapy. My relationship with the company has lasted probably around 12 or 13 years now. I was there right from the very start when Emma James Physio was established. And even though most of my postural problems have been addressed, I have found that actually there's a need for maintenance physiotherapy as well. So rather than just going when I actually have the problem itself, I find if I continue to go, and it might only be once a month, is enough to keep the problem at bay and stop the pain from being anywhere near as intense it is. I've also found as I've got into sport through my more mature years that you're more likely to need a physiotherapist. So a recent skiing accident, always the last slope of the last day. Someone hit me from behind and caused an awful lot of problems. On the face of it, I was fine. By the time I got home, I was barely able to walk. It turns out it was just a torn muscle, but actually physiotherapy once again was the only cure for me. Believe me, I have tried everything. I've tried shiatsu, I've tried lots of alternative remedies. And I think for me, this is where physiotherapy has come on so far now, so that I can actually leverage the experiences I have through acupuncture and physiotherapy itself. So it's not literally in a room with a masseur and being told to go home and do a few exercises, which you do have to do. It's actually more about a holistic experience and more about the well-being, so you can complement the acupuncture with the physiotherapy itself and get a much more quick release. Don't get me wrong, the acupuncture does hurt, but it hurts for a reason. So quite often you find as a result of your sessions, you recover more quickly, which is why I feel I can then engage in the maintenance physiotherapy.
Hi, I'm Stan Coltman. I love playing golf and participating in sports, including triathlon. Over the years, I've encountered various injuries, including a snapped Achilles, torn ACL, torn PCL, to name but a few. Thankfully, I met Emma James roughly 12 years ago, and Emma has been putting me back together again every time I've done myself a mischief. Recently, Emma has introduced me to APOS therapy, and the APOS boots that she's given me and is seen me for have assisted me in getting back to playing golf, relieving my back pain, relieving my knee pain that I encountered whilst playing golf, and it's also helped me towards going back to participating in triathlon again. Emma James is such a personal person. She's very positive, and she just adds to the whole treatment. Her and her staff are just wonderful people. I can't say enough about them. So Emma James and EJ Physio, I can highly recommend to anybody that has any niggly knee, back, ankle, any pains physically. Emma can put you back together.
So I think the big thing about the practice is that Emma is the head of the practice, and she is an exceptional physio. And with all good businesses, it starts from the top down. And when I first met Emma, I was really, truly crippled and went to see her straight off a plane actually, because I really couldn't manage to walk and it was just agony. And she treated me for that session, and when I got up to leave, I really couldn't manage to walk out the practice. And so she very kindly just instantly extended the appointment and got me to the point where I could move out of the building. And I've seen probably 40, 50 physios in my time, and I've never met a physio as good as Emma. And it doesn't take her 6 sessions to find out what's wrong with my back when I haven't seen her for maybe 6 weeks. She's on point as soon as I see her, and she can get into the detail of it really, really quickly. And that is just so rare and such a joy that you don't feel that they don't know what they're doing. She knows exactly what she's doing, and she's excellent.
Emma James Physiotherapy has been providing residential long-term rehabilitation stays with Champneys for the last 15 years. We specialise in long-term rehabilitation, short-term rehabilitation post-injury, accident or surgery. We use a combination of the hydrotherapy, the gym facility and intensive daily rehabilitation to get people back on their feet within luxury surroundings. Alongside this, we also have an outpatient clinic that's available for any residents and non-members who want to attend physiotherapy within luxurious surroundings.
Hi, I'm Stan Coltman. I love playing golf and participating in sports, including triathlon. Over the years, I've encountered various injuries, including a snapped Achilles, torn ACL, torn PCL, to name but a few. Thankfully, I met Emma James roughly 12 years ago, and Emma has been putting me back together again every time I've done myself a mischief. Recently, Emma has introduced me to APOS therapy, and the APOS boots that she's given me and seen me for have assisted me in getting back to playing golf, relieving my back pain, relieving my knee pain that I encountered whilst playing golf, and it's also helped me towards going back to participating in triathlon again. Emma James is such a personal person. She's very positive, and she just adds to the whole treatment. Her and her staff are just wonderful people. I can't say enough about them. They've put me back together so many times when I've stretched the ability that my body has, whether that be my lack of flexibility or various injuries that I've encountered. So Emma James and EJ Physio, I can highly recommend to anybody that has any niggly knee, back, ankle, any pains physically. Emma can put you back together.